Groundnuts are a great blend of fats, protein, and some fiber. Some people prefer eating these nuts fried. Some they love them in their relish. But the question is, do you know how these things are grown? Or are you that person who wants to learn how to grow groundnuts? Hi, I'm the mad farmer from Spangal district, deep down in the village of Eastern Province. Welcome to my program. My programs are based on agriculture, be it animal or crop production. Today, I thought we should look at how to grow groundnuts. Like any other crop, the first thing you need to look at is land preparation. After looking at the land preparation, you need to look for the right seed variety. First of all, let's look at the land preparations, like any other crops. What you do is, with the groundnuts, they are supposed to be, the lines in between the ridges are supposed to, they're almost like that of the maize, which is between 75 and 90 centimeters apart. And then between stations, they are supposed to be 25 to 35 centimeters between stations. Once you do that, you're ready to go. So now you need to look for the right variety for your region. Especially those regions that have got a lot of rains, MGV5 is always best for you. Which one is MGV5? This is MGV5. Some people would call it Charimbana. Now, I want to explain something about seed selection. It's not every nut that you can plant. First of all, even if, nuts are different from soybeans, they are different from maize. What you need to do is, nuts, no matter how careful you may be, they will still break. For example, this is a broken one. Okay, this cannot germinate because it's a broken nut. Okay, probably when these groundnuts were being packed, this was okay. But because of the transportation and stuff like that, they break. And then what you do is, when you receive your groundnuts or when you buy groundnuts, the first thing you need to do is you need to grade. What are you grading? You are removing the broken nuts. These are the broken nuts that you remove. Of course, we don't throw them away. We keep this for food because we actually pound them, put them in the relish. Then another type is which you actually notice are this kind of groundnuts. They might be okay, but they're actually open on the other side. I did an experiment last year when these germinated. So for me, these germinate. After you do the selection of the groundnuts, now you start planting. How many do you plant per hole? You plant one per hole. One per hole. That is 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, one per hole. After doing that now, you actually wait for the weeds. You wait for the weeds, you do the waiting. The seed rate, in 1 hectare, you are supposed to plant between 60 to 80 kg. 60 to 80 kgs. That's the seed rate for 1 hectare. If you want to plant 1 hectare, you need to have seed 60 to 80 kgs. Of which, if under very good management, you will be able to get between 1.5 to 2 tons. These are already shelled groundnuts. 1.5 to 2 tons. Now, like any other crops, the number one enemy is the weed. The weed is the number one enemy for any crop. Of course, some people would prefer using weed killers. Okay, I prefer doing it using a hoe because I feel it's far much better and it's safer. But those who prefer using weed killers, you can use Snowmagogo, will still work in this on the groundnuts. Now, with the groundnuts, groundnuts carry a lot of diseases. I remember 2 years ago in 2018, and that 3 years ago in 2018, I had a lot of farmers under my belt, under the outgrowing scheme, and almost 200. I made a loss. Why? It was attacked with a disease called rosette. The groundnut rosette is a deadly virus which attacks the groundnuts. How does it attack the groundnuts? When your field is dead, this virus. How do you identify this virus? You will see that some of your groundnuts will be turning yellow. Where I come from, like here, we call that mambombo. They are attacked by this virus called rosette. This usually comes when there isn't enough water, there isn't enough rains, they get attacked. How do you prevent that? Keep your field clean. Uproot the affected groundnuts. When you uproot them, don't dump the field. Get them, throw them far away. Because what is going to happen is that virus, that insect that carries this virus, allow me to call them aphids. Okay, they carry this disease from one plant to another. So what is going to happen is it will actually land on an infected plant, and then it will be carried to a plant which is okay. This aphid will actually inject into the plant which is not infected. It will actually inject. Whilst it is getting the juice from there, it will actually be injecting the disease, and then you have the rosette virus in your field. Somebody would want to ask, when are groundnuts planted? Just plant when the good rainfall comes. I would not say December, January, February, but I would say when the rains come. Because these days, it's always better to plant your crops in December, or let me say early. As soon as the good rainfall comes, you plant. Now, let's go to weeding. There are so many types of planting this. Some people would want to plant in a flatland, on a flatland, like areas like in Lusangazi, Lusangazi district, Petauke. These areas, most of the time, they love planting on a flatland because they want the plant population to be more. But areas like Shpangala and these other areas, they will put on ridges. But both methods are okay, as long as there are no weeds in your field. So now, what you do is, when you plant, the moment the weed starts to appear, start weeding. Once you weed, then it will be okay. So now, how do you know these things? There are some people who talk about fertilizer. You can apply D at planting, or 3 days, 4 days after germination, you can apply your D. And then there are some people who do prefer foliar fertilizer. Foliar fertilizer you can be spraying. There are two types of foliars. There's that one for vegetative, and then there's another one which is for fruits and flowers. First do for the vegetative one every 14 to 21 days. Every 14 to 21 days you spray. And then as soon as the flower starts to appear, what you do is you change to the fruits and the flower and fruit. And then the flowers will die, and then you will notice that your groundnuts will start turning yellow. Just know that your groundnuts are almost ready. They will take roughly around 100 to 110 days for your groundnuts to be ready. There are so many varieties of groundnuts. There's MGV5, which is the one I'm holding. Most people know it as Jarimbana, but it's actually MGV5, which is distinct province. Musekela groundnut variety, MGV5, number 5. Okay, there's also MGV4. Those which are red, those are early. These are medium. There's also which has come on the market, which they say is actually disease tolerant, which is MGV8. It's also red. These are some of the diseases, and then these are some of the tips which you need to know about farming. Like always, if you're stuck somewhere, give me a call. The number is 0977 851196. 0977 851196. Better still, on MTN 0966 987051. 0966 987051. If you are outside the country and you want to send me a WhatsApp, you can add our country code, which is +260. Then you continue with the numbers. These same numbers are actually on WhatsApp. Also, you can either call me, WhatsApp me, text me, or go on my Facebook page, The Mad Farmer Kapwata. The Mad Farmer Kapwata. Or on YouTube, Mad Farmer Kapwata. Mad Farmer Kapwata. Let's get chatting. Let's get chatting. Remember, farming is a business. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.